and create all this shit that we don't want. Well, here's the number one reason.
Billionaires influencing our politicians? Really?
You can't just vote online. You can't just vote. It's not one person, one vote. Right. It's the electoral college, and there's a lot of checks and balances that are in place. It's all wonderful and groovy, but it's not giving the trust to the people. Right. The trust to the people that they're informed, that they can make their own decisions, that more people should be able to make these decisions. But they're happening now. That 28-year-old girl who won in New York, 28-year-old Democratic socialist. Whether I agree with her or not, I don't know if I do or don't. I bet I agree with her.
He's talking about AOC, right?
A lot of things. I think education should be free. I think we should figure out a way. If we could pay for bombs, we could pay for schools. I think that this idea that everybody should have healthcare, it's a great idea. Who the fuck wants people to not be healthy? Who wants people to be hurt and not be able to fix it? Are you really saying that struggling people should have to pay exorbitant amounts of money to get fixed when we can maybe chip in and help members of our team? That's stupid. Figure it out yourself. I had to. You got lucky, bitch. You got lucky you don't have leukemia. You didn't break both your legs when you're 18 and your parents are dead. Right. You got lucky, piece of shit. These are people on our team. Right. I'm not talking about people who are lazy, good for nothing losers, mooching off the system. You're going to have that too. We got to figure out how to educate people so that happens less and less. That's what we got to figure out how to do.
But she's my lady. B5 not talking Katie. But Kodak, hop on that track.
Whoops.
But she's my lady. B5 not talking Katie. But Kodak, hop on that track. She said she wants to suck for me. I said, no, I don't want it. I don't want sex. I don't want sex. She said she wants to suck for me. I said, no, I don't want it. I'm just waiting for the bus. I didn't want sex. I don't want sex. She said she wants to suck for me. I said, no.
It's a reference to a video.
I don't want sex.
Okay.
Did she push me right here? She pushed me. She go boom. She punched me. She said, no, you don't go anywhere. I love that dick. I want it. I'm gonna keep it. I want to eat it. I want to bite it. She said she wants to suck for me. I said, no. I don't want it. I'm just waiting for the bus. I don't want it.
Okay.
Etc. Yeah, they're moving on to doing conspiracy theories that your merch designs are AI generated now. They absolutely are not. Likely AI generated? What the fuck? Outline runs differentiate foreground. Me trying to prove Hassan merch is AI made? What? Brother, get a job, dude. Please get a job. Please get a fucking job. Etc. Yeah.
Wait, I feel like the easiest thing here would just be to name the artist. No? Did he not? Gemzar tweeted out a reason why he thinks that the art was AI made. I guess he's highlighting things. I don't know enough about drawing to know like what's normal or what's abnormal. So. Oh, actually, looking at stuff like this. Wait, fuck. What's the name of that one optical illusion? The stairs that go up forever? Penrose stairs? Schroeder stairs? Escher?
Welcome back to...
This part does look kind of weird, but I'm not an artist at all. This thing here kind of looks like it thought it was drawing a line here, but also it might not be. It could be... I'm not an artist. I really don't know. I have no fucking idea. That might be a tri-bar? Okay. Yo, I'm a professional artist and Hassan's new merch doesn't pass my smell test. In fact, I'm 100% confident that this is AI generated, but not for the reasons you or Gemzar pointed out. It's actually a construction of the White House and the guillotine themselves. Any artist worth their salt uses a visual reference, especially when depicting a well-known landmark. On this side of the White House, there are 2 rows of 4 windows on each side, not 5. Same goes for the parapets at the top, marked in magenta. Those same parapets continue around the sides of the triangular portico at the center, marked in green. Above the parapets are 2 chimneys. I think they're chimneys anyways on either side. All of these are depicted in Hassan's White House, but the artist seems to have added an extra architectural element in between them that doesn't match up with anything that you see on the White House roof from this angle. Further, the base of the White House on Hassan's merch is completely made up. There's a basement floor, but it's completely obscured from view. What's more commonly seen from this shot are bushes, something that would have been a lot easier to draw in this style. These are errors that even a novice artist wouldn't make if they had references in front of them. Oh, shit. This guy, is he actually using Is on using fucking AI artists? Based? Something I did as a test is I Googled White House clip art, and the vast majority of images of the White House from the same angle don't have the issues I pointed out. The ones that do are either much more highly simplified, and those reduce the number of window/details, or are from stock image sites that permit the upload of generated images. Then there's the construction of the guillotine. There are a ton of ways one can draw a guillotine, but there are some errors here that I don't believe a novice artist would make. At the top, there are two lines that belong to the same edge of the board that caps the guillotine, but they don't meet. At the bottom, there's some nonsensical construction at the base. Planks and beams are added with no real understanding of how this thing is constructed. There are also issues with perspective, with the bottom of the two diagonal beams on the left of the guillotine. The saw doesn't deserve the amount of charity, but here's what I bet happened. Whatever print house designed this definitely generated the image. Hassan looked at it and said, yep, this is a White House with a guillotine in front of it, gave the green light, and the sheriff's made, fuck this guy. This is what I was going to say. Fuck, he's saying exactly what I was going to say. Hassan doesn't deserve any charity, but I seriously doubt Hassan was like, I'm going to pay an artist, but only one that uses AI to draw. It would probably be my guess, right? He probably just okayed the image. In action, I'm like 90% sure this is what happened. Most people don't know what things to look for with AI-generated images, especially ones that look like clip art. Even folks who do know what to look out for might not give this a second thought unless they took a magnifying glass to it. In my opinion, the easy thing for Hassan to do here is refund the money to folks who bought the shirt, find a real artist, and commission them to create a new shirt designed based on this idea. Why would he refund the money? Why would he? I mean, he could just use AI art if he wants to, right? Although this guy's an artist cuck, so he's probably morally opposed to AI art. True. Also, a lot of Suns fans would probably get mad at the AI art. That's true. Linda McMahon expected to be Trump's pick for education secretary per CNN. Nice. Don't know enough about her other than she worked in Trump's admin for a couple years before, but she the founder of WWE or Titan Sports that became WWE or something? Vince McMahon. Oh, relation? It's pronounced McMahon. Gotcha. How do you feel about AI art? I feel like it or not, it's not like the printing. I don't care. I don't have strong feelings about it. I think this conversation I did with the Vice dude finally went up.
Do you believe that you can change someone's mind through debate?
Absolutely. I just don't know, like, what's one policy that Donald Trump has given if he comes back into office is going to help inflation? Just one. Be like the funniest version of yourself that you. It's just me answering a lot of the same questions you've heard me answer over and over again. It can be, but these people aren't aware that. Exciting. When I became a Democrat, it was the most tolerant party. Republicans were run by religious nut jobs and corporate robots. Now the Democrats are in a lot of ways the less tolerant party. The least tolerant part is actually the establishment wing of the party that says anyone opposing their anointed leaders is committing heresy. If you try to give constructive criticism of the party to improve it, they drive you from the party while screaming, he's not a real Democrat. They hate populists. They become the corporate robots they couldn't stand. They hate their base. They insult our intelligence by pretending that the donors are not in charge. They think we should be controlled and learn how to follow orders, and they have no idea how elitist they sound. Predictably, their unironic reaction to this post will be heretic. Wow. If Bernie Sanders would have won the primary, everybody would have supported him, right, in the Democratic Party. But if Hillary Clinton wins, the progressives get mad. Like, that's the difference. Like, I think center-left Dems would support whoever would win the primary. Same thing with Republicans. The issue are people that win primaries that then aren't supported by big swaths of the party. That's the issue, right? But I saw this. This was super cringe. I asked Elon Musk to put me in charge of cutting the Pentagon, and he said, what are your suggestions? I run the largest left-wing network online, and a Democrat leader has never asked me that question. The idea that they would take advice from a populist is disdainful to them. Bro, he replied to a tweet. My dude. Why is populism bad? Can you please explain? Populism is bad because it's brain rotted in that it doesn't understand how systems or structures work. It assumes that an individual alone can do too much. It usually doesn't give enough credit to the institutions that are in place. And it usually misappropriates blame in a highly simplistic manner to just a couple of easy to blame actors like lobbyists or corporate interest. Do you think the primary process weeds out good presidential candidates? I don't know. I feel like I read an article at one point about that the primary process maybe isn't great for delivering the most electable candidates because so few people participate in primaries, like a tenth of the party or a tenth of the voters. And that it's possible that like primaries have you winning constituents in states that ultimately don't matter. Like it's important for the black vote during Super Tuesday for the Democratic primary, but in a lot of states that just don't matter for the Democrats, right? Like they're never winning, like your Georgia, Louisiana, Alabama, shit like that. But I think those states in Super Tuesday are really important.
You know what? I think the best that could have happened to the US in this election was that Trump won.
Jesus, hold on. What did he say?
You know what? I think the best that could have happened to the US in this election was that Trump won.
Oh, the best thing that happened to the US is that Trump won. Okay.
Yeah, of course, that's the guy with the Trump hat.
Yeah, but I'm not a big Trump supporter, but I think Kamala is so bad that if you had to choose between those two, it was important that Trump won this time.
I'm not saying shit.
I'm just throwing it out there, and I'm not even American.
I respect your opinion.
Wow, thank you. What a great clip. Okay. We're doing boring stuff. Do you have your iPhone in a case? I do now. I'm a case loser. I'm ashamed to admit it. Why are girl streams so cucked about giving their opinion or sharing their true thoughts? I don't think it's just girl streamers. I think it's guy streamers too. I think it's anybody that's not political. Nobody really wants to share political opinions because all you're going to do is make people mad at you. You don't gain anything from it. So you generally just share like very corporate safe opinions, and then that's kind of it. But I think that's true of most streamers, not just girl streamers. Okay. One thing I'm working on or have been working on that we need, fuck, where did this thing go? Oh, I want a consistent set of rules across all of my communities. I'm defining communities as places that fans can engage with, like directly, like interacting with. Am I missing something? Obviously, we have the big ones are the chat, the Discord, and the subreddit. I threw Facebook and the wiki on here as well. We will get this Facebook rolling. Oh, that's true. There's the Twitter, the Taliban as well. W at Twitter. T is before W, right? Okay. I'm still not sure about Blue Sky. I don't know what that... I don't know what the engagement looks like. I haven't explored that platform enough yet. let's see. So I think what I want is I'm going to create a community guidelines that'll be posted on my website. And then from the community guidelines, I think I want basically I've got a general list of rules that I would want to flow through to every platform. And then there will be some platform specific rules that are relevant to a particular platform. So for instance, Reddit has like platform specific rules. You can't post links or screenshots to other subreddits. You have to properly label content. You have to source your claims. I don't think that's like I don't know if that would apply to every other platform. For general rules, this is my personal Obsidian. I don't think I can publish. I don't think I want to publish it like this. Why is this important to do? I think it's important to have, a broad mission statement for the community. And then I think it's important to have a community guideline so that everybody understands what the expectation for behavior is. And then I think it's important to enforce a system of consistent or an expectation of consistent behavior across most of the platforms, or no, across every community related platform. So like if you see something that you like on Twitter, or if you see something that you like on YouTube, and then you hop into like either the Discord or the chat or something, it would probably be a mindfuck if the standards for the behavior were completely and totally different. Like that would be not good. Makes it much easier on mods. People will follow the rules when they're written out themselves. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, of course, yeah. Also, I don't think I even have a rule. I don't have rules published even for DGG chat. I try to write out a mission statement relating to the community, or basically how the community works. And what I basically have is the goal of the Destiny community is to create an inviting space primarily aimed at Gen Z to Gen X tech-oriented men that serves as a catalyst for a variety of activities and interests shared by Destiny and the community members. So this is like broadly speaking, I think, like the orientation, I think that everything would be pointed towards. I think that's about our demographic. I think that's probably what my content broadly appeals to. Do you mean millennial? Oh, it should be from Gen X to Gen Z. Sorry. What is the Gen X lowest age? Hold on. Gen X youngest. Or 43, yeah, okay. Gen Z to Gen X tech. Oh no, I have this. Yeah, we're good. This thing got clip shipped onto LSF. Wow. Okay, good one. Okay. I need, okay, so I guess I'm trying to think of, so these are rules that I think we would apply across essentially every community platform. I'm probably going to update all of these tonight. I started doing the subreddits last night, but I'm probably going to update all of these tonight, I think, or reach out to my platform people and do this. So rule number 1 is respect Destiny and stream guests. I have direct criticism is acceptable. There's a line between good faith criticism and baseless insults, though. Any accusations of bad faith or lying are unwelcome unless they're supported by incredibly powerful evidence. If you think either Destiny or some frequent member of the stream is engaged in blatant lies, why even bother participating unless simply to anti-fan? I'm trying to encompass reasons why I would ban people too, so I can set the expectation and everything as well. I need to have something in here about... I need a rule relating to... I'm trying to think of how to encapsulate the total like 180 flipping on a person when they say something we disagree with. Does that include orbiters? That is Destiny and stream guests. Yes. Make the Obsidian full screen if you're focusing on reading that. Well, this is on my personal Obsidian. It's not on my... I mean, fuck it. I'll make a temporary note over here, I guess. What the fuck are these untitled notes? This is what I'm reading from. This is really annoying. Everyone loved Ryan Macbeth. He just one video with Sebastian Gorski and the entire server turns on and says he's a hack. Yeah, it's way too extreme, but I don't know how we would encapsulate that in a rule. I'm not sure. It's not flipping 180 in so much as the haters coming out of the woodwork when the coast is clearly shit on a guest. Yeah, but then they get massively upvoted as well, so... It can't be a rule, you need to beat it into people. Yeah, I don't know if this can be a rule. Oh, Jesus. I didn't even see this. I don't know if you're trying to establish... One of my subreddit mods just messaged me. I don't know if you're trying to establish guidelines so people know what you yourself banned for, but there's an example I kept up to show someone who may have decent points to make, but they don't make them and instead try to be kind of soy. Jesus. Yeah, I'm just reading the first paragraph. What the hell is Destiny even doing anymore? I've been following him for years because he was one of the only people who could actually be in good faith, who wasn't afraid to go against the far left crazy while still holding his own against the establishment. But now he's having literal communists like Joshua Citarella on the Bridges podcast. And this isn't just some random bad guess. This is a full-on pivot to pandering to the far left crowd again, right when America is clearly rejecting their nonsense. Jesus. I think maybe this would be more of a community guidelines thing. Something about don't 180 on people just because you disagree with one thing. Don't 180 on stream guests. I'll flesh this out more tonight. I feel like that 180 behavior is common in any community, even offline. It is, but I think I can enforce it. I think we can do it. Okay. I'm trying to think, wait, fuck. Do we just have a second thing? No. Okay. This will be part of a community guidelines. Community guidelines aren't necessarily the same as rules. I think community guidelines are more like, this is how you would, this is like the ideal behavior that you'd want to see, I think, from a given community. Okay. So respect Destiny and stream guests. I think it's a pretty common sense one. If you want to criticize somebody or whatever, then that's fine. That's fair. There's plenty of criticism of me from my controlled oppos that stands, but I don't need, Yeah, people that are just like writing posts that are like, oh, this is why I think Destiny is fake liberal or he's abandoned his principle. It's like, okay, then why are you here? Just hate posting. Get the fuck out. And then same thing with stream guests as well. Like if you're gonna accuse people of just like blatantly lying or whatever, it's like, why? Get like leave. Like this is just, don't come here. It's not conductive. No doxing. Posting somebody's personally identifiable information for the purposes of creating harassment or trouble for them is not acceptable. Some things are plainly allowed, such as a state a congressman lives in, and some things are plainly disallowed, such as a streamer's phone number or home address. If you're confused, ask yourself if it's necessary to reveal the PII in order to convey whatever it is you're trying to convey. I think this is pretty obvious. No threats of violence. Conductive. Wait, did I say something wrong? Plainly disallowed. Wait. Conducive. Never mind. Okay. Do you decide on how this applies to the DGG wiki? Yeah, I think we'll get into that too. No threats of violence, do not make genuine threats of violence, nor encourage other people to commit individual acts of violence or terrorism. Some limited exceptions apply to this. For example, wishing one side to win a war. But if you play cute with this, you will incur swift punishment. This gets pretty hard. This gets pretty hard around like ongoing conflict. But I think that like if sides are like active parties to armed conflict or something, it's probably. But I think for the most part, I think this should be pretty self-explanatory. No bigotry. Edgy jokes are funny, but not in the presence of genuine bigotry. It's okay to make jokes about every group of person, but if people or the mods are getting the impression that you're venturing into genuinely hateful territory, expect some behavioral correction. True. Genuinely hateful and racist remarks will be harshly punished. I think for the most part, I think we do a decent job at like skirting the lines of this. I shouldn't even say skirting the lines. I think for the most part, I don't think we have like bigotry problems. Sometimes stuff gets a little too edgy when we start smacking people, but and then I didn't write the parts for this, but we've got no sexual comments about women. There just needs to be a full-on ban. Just don't, even if you think you're writing something nice or kind or whatever, unless it's like in a highly relevant sexual or appearance-based comments about women are some of the most otherizing. Is that a word? I think that's a word, right? Fuck, I'm gonna lose my woke license. Oh, thank God they added it to the fucking dictionary. Wait, they shouldn't have quotations in it then. Unless the content is directly inviting these types of comments, e.g. saying a woman looks sexy in a bikini contest. These types of comments should be entirely avoided. Hey, if we're watching like a whatever, then fine. Obviously. A clear stance on the comfy emote. Is comfy supposed to be comfy or? I just, by the way, I almost always insta permaban you, and I might tell mods to do it too. No, I won't. I'm almost going to ban Christopher for this retarded remark. You know people are going to exploit that wiggle room, right? No, you won't, because I'll just fucking ban you. I don't know why you think you can do that. I don't know why, like, Gisticle tried to do this shit, where he's like, oh, so that means you're okay with every single person making it. No, I'd probably just ban them if I saw every single person doing this. No, I'd probably just ban them. Like, that's very easy. That's super simple. And if you get too ass-painted about it, like, oh, well, that's not fair. Oh, well, cool. It's my community. I'm an authoritarian. Don't give a fuck. Isn't this the sexist stuff that you were apologizing for that happened with Loners Mod in your Discord plus before that stuff? That was more of an issue relating to banning somebody too quickly. I don't care about any of those. Any of the weird, creepy, weird motto people from that community, I don't have any concern over. I think they're all banned, or they should be, from my Discord. Those are not people that I'm ever trying to appeal to in any way, size, shape, or form. So I don't care about that. Is this in response to the DGG court has an incel problem, not a fourth or problem Reddit post? Fuck no, absolutely not. Like I said, I'm never ever going to try to appeal to I don't try to appeal to woke schools. It's never been my goal. It never will be my goal ever. Why make it exclusively about women? I understand the difference, but as far as rules go, why not just have a no sexual comments rule? Because the sexual comments about women are of a different kind than the sexual comments about men, I think. Oh man, we're going full woker here. The issue with sexual comments about women in a community that is predominantly men, that will probably always be predominantly men, is that it feels very like otherizing. Like as soon as you go into a community and men are making sexual comments about women, you feel that like it's like not for you. It's not like a part. It's not like an area that you belong in. It's just a different type of thing than like a guy being like, oh, that dude's hot as fuck, or I want to, what? It doesn't hit the same. No guy has ever stepped into this community and seen like sexual comments about men and they're like, oh no, fuck, like this is for gays only. Like it just doesn't happen. It doesn't, yeah. So how isn't that rule also othering? Because you can't other the majority group men in a community that is majority men. I mean, yeah. My problem with the loner mod stuff was that you didn't go over the stuff that was said to her much, and you called her a retard for it. That's just a take that people that walk into channels like that and behave like that, and then their whole goal afterwards is to shit stir. I just have no sympathy for. I'll never, even if those people have legitimate complaints, I'll never have sympathy for those people. The comments that Linus made were a little dumb, but also like this person goes into basically a chat with a female avatar begging for help on their homework on the day the CrowdStrike crash happens, and then they cry for mods when they get accused of being a guy. I just like Linus probably shouldn't have made those comments. Forethought probably shouldn't have banned them when they pinged the mods for like help, but also like that's a person. I don't know how to explain this. I've been on the internet long enough to see this, and I recognize it. I know it. You can agree, you can disagree. That's fine. But there are some people that even if they sometimes might have valid complaints, you just don't want them in your community because they are always going to shit stir and they're always going to be a detriment to the community. They only exist to get upset about certain things and then shit stir really hard and then rot the community from within. And that kind of person and then that group is like there are those kinds of people. It always is the case for that. But yeah. But also, you don't have to agree with me. It's my community, so. Hold on. Legitimate questions. Don't you think this community is so strong because it's kind of insular? I think making it more approachable to all audiences would fundamentally change the community at large. The goal I think with any set of community guidelines, and the goal with any set of rules is not to make the community more welcoming. That's not my goal. There's a certain type of person that I appeal to, and I want to create a community that is as inviting and then serves to, I guess, amplify the types of people, types of behavior, types of interactions that I want to see in my community. That means that my community is not going to be as inclusive to some types of people. Like I think a lot of our content is like very masculine coded, so I don't know how many women would ever be interested in engaging. We don't do much in terms of like LGBT coded or art coded or hardcore gaming code. I like just depends. Like my goal is not to appeal to every single community. There are certain personal values that I have that I would want to see exemplified in my community in a way that empowers and enables people to engage with each other that are also have a big crossover between like hobbies and everything else. Yeah. Yeah, but okay. If you can share, what was the catalyst for this? What is the catalyst for this is without fuck, hold on. I don't want to leak all my fucking... I'll just say, we'll just do this. Okay. I need to have that. What was that spell in D&D where Mr. Moon could retreat into like another time dimension for like 6 hours? It's called meth. Hazed. This is just shit I'm trying to get rolling so I can be more hands off. But basically, moving forward, there are things I don't want to do in the future meeting environment, obviously. There are a lot of principles of managing people, running a business, organizing employees and communities that I've learned, that I've kind of like accumulated a lot of these ideas in my head and I haven't implemented them. So basically what I'm doing over the next couple of weeks, hopefully I'm done by December, is I'm basically trying to restructure my entire business, basically, is what I'm doing. I guess, nice ad, yes! Obviously, I mean, you can't see it, but I have like, basically what I have is I've got things broken out into like social media platforms, my broadcasting platforms, my community platforms, my revenue streams, podcast platforms. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to think of like, you can't see this because I've zoomed out too much because I'm not whatever. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to think of like, how do I want my communication to exist across all of my social media platforms? What do I want my standards of behavior for my communities to be across my community platforms? What are the revenue streams that I'm trying to funnel people into and prioritize? How do I want them to make money? And then on my broadcasting streams, like how do I want to engage with the different areas that I'd like to broadcast in? These include places that I currently broadcast in, obviously like YouTube and Kick, and potentially places that I could broadcast more in, like TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Rumble. So, and then basically what I'm doing is I'm breaking all of these out. The first thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to work on like unifying principles between these spaces. So I like, there are things that I want to change about my social media approach going forward. Like I really, really, really want to be more positive. And if I do negativity, I can do negativity, but I want to pair it with something positive. So I haven't started posting on Blue Sky yet. Like if I criticize somebody or I attack somebody, I want there to be an underlying reason for it. We kind of did a little bit of this last year, but then I got hardcore Trump ass pain because fuck these conservatives. But like criticisms, I think need to be paired with something more constructive, more positive, more consonant with a vision or an idea of what I guess I want my, I guess my brand, broadly speaking, to be. I've learned the importance of, to be clear, this isn't about optics, right? No, what? It's not just there's a million other things. That was made in Obsidian Canvas. No, yes, these are all on my canvas. I've learned in terms of like organizing employees, especially over the last like whole Dan Forethought fiasco, the importance of having separate structures of reporting and separate structures of, I guess like employment or activities. Like it's not so good, for instance, to have so many different people involved in so many different things. So for instance, and I have this written down in further docs relating to each of my different platforms. Like I need a different leadership structure and moderator structure for chat than I have for my Discord, than I have for my Reddit, than I'd have for my Twitter. Like it's important that these things all run concurrently with each other and then but separately from each other. I can't have one person acting across all 3 or 4 of these platforms unless it's explicitly or specifically like a COO or somebody whose job it is to exist on top of all these communities and then interface with, I guess, like the top moderators between them and me. Social media strategy, community guidelines, just basically, I'm just trying to roll everything into like the idea is that by the time I finish kind of like rolling everything forward and it looks how I want it to look, I need to be able to once a quarter or maybe once a month, like have a meeting with hopefully like less than 12 people, just to understand, to get a snapshot of like, how are all the different parts of my thing, whatever you'd call this, business, empire, community, whatever, how is everything functioning? What are tools that you need to better perform your job? What are things that could be better going forward? What's like a cool idea that you would want to work on? What's a way that you think that I am failing or that you need my assistance on something? Basically like these are things that I want to, And then potentially, if God presents in front of me the absolute perfect COO, he would do this job for me. But I also don't mind doing this. But as long as all of this is done and in place, then it makes it really easy for me to expand out and do another thing because everything else is already basically like set and running and all that. Anyway, that's all my cucked bullshit. Destiny, can you talk to Steven Spoonamore on stream about how the election might have been hacked? Maybe. We'll see. Genuine question. If you have different moderators under the same rule set, won't you end up having different interpretations of these rules that may lead to inconsistencies across your spaces? No. I think that if there are I think that broadly speaking, everybody should be functioning about the same way. If I start to run into huge rifts, then I think that it's good to, then there's probably a reason why, and it's good to address it. So either I need to write something more clearly, or there's a reason why the rift is occurring. Like the moderators are picked by me or picked by people that I've picked, so we should all be relatively on the same page. And if we're starting to have a dramatically different page for things, then something. I mean, we'd have a discussion about it, right? What are you going to do different this time? Haven't you made attempts to do something like this in the past before? No, I've never attempted to sprawl out and organize all of this so much before. I've done a bunch of different things and I've learned a bunch of different things. There are a bunch of things that are working. Like I don't know, I don't understand. I guess the meme is always that like we've tried to do things and failed at everything before, but that's not true. We have a massive Discord community. We have the largest subreddit of any streamer, maybe. I don't know if Asmongold has gotten bigger recently. We have a really huge and active, probably one of the biggest successful things has been, one of the biggest successful things recently has been the Twitter community. Like, that's been insanely powerful. Oh, never mind. I guess I'm more specifically talking about making the community less otherizing to women. I mean, that's always a work in progress. But I mean, as a hugely predominantly male space, that's just always going to be a thing that you fight with. In a perfect world where this frees you up to do a massive project, what would you focus on? Cooperation with the DNC media company? Media company stuff. But the media company stuff and the political stuff is, that'll be after this, basically. So like all of this is working. Yeah. Your Reddit had 16K users on last night, maybe being botted by someone. 16K users? It was a Reddit error then, probably. Yeah. Will your rules apply to behavior outside of your platform? Say someone is unhinged in other Discords or on Twitter. I very rarely, if ever, do outside platform moderation. And the reason why is because as soon as you open up the box on that, the Pandora's box on that, you start getting into the most autistic fucking bullshit in the fucking universe. Like, it's just, I'm gonna say we've gone back and forth this, but not really. I've been pretty resolute on this for like over 5 years. But as soon as you start to do shit like this, what happens is somebody will DM me and they go, hey, this guy said a racial slur. And it's like, oh shit, what channel like me? We'll ban him or whatever. And it's like, no, he said it in this Discord. And it's like, okay. So now you go to this Discord and say, okay, what was this? So he said this in this Discord. Okay, but in this Discord, they do these jokes or like they have these rules and it's okay. Then it's like, fuck, okay. And it's like, well, but he said it to me in DMs. It's like, okay, but like, show me the DMs. Well, they deleted theirs, but I got screenshots and like, it's way too much. I don't give a fuck. I don't like to moderate off-platform behavior. Also, I don't pay you to be off-platform. I don't like, you're not a whatever. There are probably limited exceptions to this, but they're going to be so obvious that I don't even know if I need to write these down. Like if somebody shows up at Hassan's house in a DGG sweater with an AK-47 and they try to kill him, like if I figure out that guy's chat name, I'm probably banning him. I agree with what you said a couple of weeks ago. You basically need to poach good people. Are there any streamers or friends of streamers you think they can have prereq skills and knowledge? Oh, well, I think that segregating out all my platforms and then having different people working in so many different areas, I think will make those people stick out to me more. Yeah. Off topic, how did the DGG-ware devs get permission to use the IP? Or what was that whole arrangement? I think we basically just said, fuck it, let's go, and then we'll see if anybody sues us. Bayzed. Is it valuable to have different standards for each platform? For instance, DGG chat having more acceptable edgy jokes than places like the Reddit? No, I don't think so. I think I like there being a consistent set of standards between all the platforms. I think consistency is important because the rules are supposed to represent, I think the rules that I have in my community should represent or flow from my individual ethical positions of like, these are the things that I think are important. These are the values that I would want my community to exemplify. So I would want my chat, my subreddit, like why would I want there to be different standards on different communities? It doesn't make any sense. With the only exception to that being, there are going to be some platform specific rules because the platform itself demands particular types of behaviors. So for instance, on Reddit, you can't post links or screenshots to other subreddit. You can't do that. You'll get banned for brigading. But like on Twitter, you could probably post a link to a subreddit. Like that's fine. Yeah. I think consistency is important, but some of the platforms have such insanely large differences in user bases. That's fine, but I would rather, that's okay. There's two things that I understand, and I'll be, I'm very honest about how communities work. Like I can, I have a huge influence on the community behavior. Rules that we set and moderators we have a huge influence on the community behavior. The idea that communities just operate totally we can change a lot of this. And also, I'm not afraid to shape or mold or sculpt a community, right? When you sculpt something, how do you sculpt a thing, right? You have to cut away. I'm okay with losing people in my community if there are things that they don't agree with me. I'm totally fine with that, and I can do it with no ill will. So for instance, I spoke before about, personally, I think that the type of behavior that some of those loner box people exhibit are a little toxic, but like, if you want to run a community like that, that's fine. I don't even necessarily dislike those people, even though they're making weird comments about me on Reddit and on YouTube videos now and on podcasts, but whatever. But if you want to run a community like that, or if you want to have dramatically different rules than me, or if you want to do something, that's fine. I don't care. That's okay. But there are going to be certain types of people that I don't want, in my community. Yeah, which is okay. People you argue with, like PF Young, fail to see how much their worldview is shaped by bad actors manipulating the digital landscape. I made a fantastic video, data analysis, great content. Okay, I'll think about it. Is this only for your subreddit? I noticed on other subreddits, they post screenshots from other subs without problems. Not to sound mean, but it's probably because in those other subreddits, they're too small for the admins to notice. But in big subreddits, posting screenshots or things from other subs, the admins will get on their radar and they will come after you. I think there was a pretty big issue with, a lot of the meta subs, like, shit Reddit says got banned, but not subreddit drama. I think like other subreddits started to get in trouble when brigading and shit happened. So it's the thing that's like one of the brigading is one of the few things that can get your sub like uber nuked off the platform. So I just try to avoid that as much as possible. We can look into this as well. So I don't know if the screenshot is against the rules. I copied some of these over from the subreddit to modify them and then add them back. So. Are specifics or standards for an appropriate behavioral correction for a specific rule break going to be laid out too? Maybe. We should have something about the point of rules and banning is to, this will be the community guidance will be a little bit more informally written, I guess, or it's not like a list of rules, it's just like the behavioral expectations. Like it should be, I think it should go, the point of rules or banning is to make people understand what the behavioral expectations are, to remove someone from the community if they are failing to adhere to those standards. Hold on. What the behavioral expectations are, give people a chance to reform if they violate those standards, and to remove somebody from the community if they're failing to adhere completely. If they're completely failing to adhere. I'll write something more formal about this. I think the way that the rules should work is you should have like a mission statement. From the mission statement, your guidelines should exist, and then from the guidelines, your rules should exist. So technically, I should write that out first, but I already have these guidelines in mind. I more or less know what they are. I just need to write them down. Threats of violence, attack. Okay. Am I missing any big rules? Okay, so we went over 1, 2. Okay, respect designated stream guests, no doxing, no threats of violence, no bigotry, no sexual comments about women. I have attack arguments, not attributes. Especially when it comes to large political disagreements, the focus should be on criticizing the poor, untrue arguments made by people we disagree with. Spamming pictures of Trump accompanied with fat LOL or bald LOL is not constructive. Leads to a lot of collateral damage and is overall detrimental to the disposition and perception of the community. Okay. I don't know how strictly Like, we never allowed to talk about like Trump's neck pussy? Or Charlie Kirk's tiny face? Exceptions for people that can't be reached with reason? Only when other people do it first? Just reading my chats. Waiting for somebody to say something that is hyper intelligent and insightful.